Thank you, SSIT, for inviting me for this wonderful session. Yeah, hello guys. Hi. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, ma'am.
First, I just want to introduce myself. Myself is Satya. I'm working as a senior software engineer in Qualcomm Technologies. That is client actually. My company was Mirafra Software Technologies. I'm working as a at client location, that is Qualcomm. So first of all, before going into the actual picture, I just want to introduce myself and from where I came to this position or this point and all. So you'll get to know, like, no one one day you will become like this, and maybe you are in this point and you will motivate or you can give career guidance to the students like you are in this today. So myself, Satya, uh, as like you are, I am also at the one of the time, like I'm also a student. I was waiting for the correct guidance, where to go and how to start my career and all. So like I am also from tier 3 college, and I'm not aware of the technologies where I have to start my career, and what are all the trainings I need to take to start the right path, to get into the like right path and all. So I just want to give some career guidance to the people who are seeking for the correct guidance to choose a career path like me at that my college days. So this is me. Now I'm starting embedded systems. How many of you know like exactly what is embedded systems? May I know? I just want to make this a session as a one-to-one. I just want to interact with the people. It's very interesting. It will be interesting if you are also interacting with me.
Embedded systems is nothing but making things simpler,
Making
faster,
things.
simple and faster.
Okay.
It's a combination of software and hardware.
Okay.
The combination of hardware and software, which is intended to do a specific work, that is called embedded system.
Yeah. Yeah, most of you people answered like embedded systems is like a system that is designed for a specific task perfectly. So it is a combination of software and hardware. Okay, so we'll go to move on to the further session. I hope my screen was visible to everyone, right?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Okay, today's session was like a guide to embedded systems. Like whoever want to build a career in the embedded domain, this will be helpful. Okay. So first thing, what is embedded system? As we discussed that it's a like a dedicated system to perform a specific task. For example, if you take one automatic AC temperature monitoring system and all in your home or something in like malls and all, there is a automatic weather monitoring systems they are used to install near. In most of the days, we used to listen some words, right? Smart home, smart cities, smart buildings, like that. Where it comes, may I know how that those things were calling smart.
Generally, there is a hardware device to monitor the continuously those temperature or humidity or something, and use the
Uh,
data to enhance the further environment condition or yeah, that is one thing.
yeah, generally, in general sense, like to whom we used to call smart, who will do things without inputs automatically, fast, effective, flexibly, right? So
Yes.
there comes these embedded systems. Okay. So, like, why to choose this path? Why not that some Java, Python, software? There are a lot of openings are there in software also. Why to choose these embedded systems? You know what? Like many of the people will think that we need to stand out of 1 out of 10 like that, right? We need to be stand like say unique in society. So everyone are doing btech and they are like whatever it may be the domain, they are like seeking for the job in software. So why? I don't know why, like some people will think that is a like prestige issue to stand out in the society, that we are doing software job and like that, right? Most of the people will think there are more openings in software people. In my college days also, like so many people are think that don't choose core jobs. They will pay very less. You don't have any that much openings are there in that, but that is a myth. That is not at all correct. We have a high demand actually, like in most of the domains like automotive, medical and industrial sectors, all will need embedded systems in everything in our daily life system also. Everything is like combination of embedded systems. So like where we can use our embedded systems and all, there are a lot of domains where embedded systems are emerging. Where the technology is there, the embedded engineers are the embedded systems. Some of the scopes were like EV, automotive, consumer electronics, medical devices, IoT, smart home. People are using like they are operating their ACs, fans, and all remotely using systems, right? Some technologies. There, the embedded system is actually. How many roles are there in embedded domain? These are the roles we will discuss later. So here comes how the embedded system products were developed. This is the like overview of the engineering workflow, how the embedded product will develop. First, the requirement analysis. This is where the embedded systems, embedded project starts with like analyzing. We need to understand customer requirements, right? Or what they read and all. If you build a system, like we need to take the inputs from the customer, that what they want, what they need and all. We need to formulate those requirements, and we need to formulate the security aspects of that one. For example, if we take ECG or continuous monitoring systems, some equipment which will uh, continuously monitoring the health of the patient, and it will trigger an alarm to the doctor or nurse which are like monitoring that patient. That is critical, right? If that equipment fails means it will cost lives. So we need to formulate the secure requirements of the system. So there comes the requirement analysis. This is the major part. We need to consider here cost and power things also, like whether the cost we are putting on that product is worth for it or not. If I am paying 10,000 means I will expect the features which cost 10,000, right? If I am paying 20,000 means I may expect the things or futures they are providing will up to the mark. So customers also will expect the same thing from embedded engineers or some firm. So we need to first formulate the requirements. What are the requirements? How to do that one? What are the analysis we need to do? Cost effective or not? Like, sorry? Yeah, okay. Next part, system architecture. Where like, okay, we formulated requirements, right? Then we need to choose hardware. What are the components we need to select? What is the processor we need to select to achieve those, to reach those requirements, to fulfill those requirements and all. There we need to formulate the software structure. What are the modules we need to take, and we need to uh, what you call that one. We need to differentiate the hardware functionality and software functionality. This is the second part of hardware embedded system flow. Next is concurrent development, where we need to think that this comes under POC, whether we need to do or not. What are the controllers we need? What are the sensor required to reach that requirements? For example, as I mentioned, for example, we need a weather monitoring system. There we need to monitor some weather parameters, right? water humidity, CO2, oxygen levels, and all. In that one, we need sensors. What are the sensors we required? What are the interfaces we need to do? What are the sensors? What are the microcontrollers we need to procure for that project? Those were all comes under co-design prototype. Okay. Next is secure coding. What I call secure coding. How many of you heard about firmware? Yeah. So firmware is what actually which makes the hardware intelligent. Okay. This is where the most of the embedded firmware jobs exist. So here we need to write a code to structure the functionality, and we need to take secure precautions. What if happen this was failed? We need to go fail safely. Means if that system all fails, it will end at a safe point. So we need to take care of that secure coding. Here comes the testing and verification after that one. What is that testing and verification, and what is the significance of testing our product? So while writing a code and all, we don't know whether it is working fine or not. This testing and verification plays a vital role, because like in automotive or some in medical domain or in anything. So nowadays we are seeing observing so many road accidents, rail accidents, and all, right? In that one, what is the reason? Maybe there is a failure in the functionality. That's why that leads to the accidents. So where the safety critical products are there the testing and verification plays a vital role, because without testing we can't deploy and we can't release that product for the customer use. So where the safety critical requirements are there the testing and verification plays a vital role. After all the everything, there is a deployment where we install our product at the customer site, and we will monitor that one. We can't know the exact thing, right? Up to testing and verification at the lab or at the company, we used to do develop testing. That was all virtual simulation thing only. Then we deploy our products, we used to see some issues and bugs at the customer level. That is the real world where the what you call theory meets the reality is deployment. There actually what happens is like we need to know the real time cases. uh, in sometimes in my experience what happened is like we used to face so many lot of problems when the theory meets the real conditions. There are a lot of issues. We need to fix bugs, we need to maintain that.
Yes, an example.
Okay, I will give you later. Next after deployment there is an updates. Actually embedded systems or embedded engineering development is not a one time process. Embedded engineers refines the system again and again until it becomes a perfect. So this is the engineering workflow. Up to this, any like doubts?
So here the OTA means
Yeah. OTA means what happened is like as you mentioned, how many of you are using mobile phones?
mostly all are.
Yeah, without mobile phone we can't survive, right? Now nowadays that is the most critical one. More than a food and a water. We
Yeah.
can't survive without that and all. So we used to see some updates, right? In mobile, some updates. Up to one point, we can ignore that update, but after that, it is updating. Who is updating? Someone from that mobile company will come to your phone, will come to your home, and will update your software in your mobile. Is it correct? How it is updating your mobile phones?
Actually, the thing is background. Google releases every 1 month the security patches, and every 1 year they will update major Android version. So company like MI, Samsung, they go for Google and they take our updated version and they release for the mobiles models, every model, and they check for every processor if it is comfortable for a processor, if it is a Snapdragon, MediaTek. Some company they won't be making own processors.
Yeah, actually, what happened is like OTA means over the air. The updates will come wirelessly to your phones, whatever it may be, your vehicles or also. Update means, as I mentioned, embedded engineering is not a one-time process. Engineers will refine again and again. No, so we will fix bugs, or else we will like enhance and optimize the system, and we will provide updates.
You
There
can
comes
introduce new bugs also.
no. Maybe it may happen unintentionally, but we will recover that one for sure. Any doubts?
I think here our last
Hello.
student, I guess.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
Are you able to hear me?
Yeah,
Hello.
I'm able to hear you.
Ma'am, yeah, could you please clarify one more thing? The method types of embedded system is like mobile embedded system, and one more is network embedded system. So in this time, I heard about some seniors. So laptop is a embedded system, and if it is a embedded system, then how can we rectify?
Sorry?
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes, as we can say, like mobile is our embedded system. Okay.
How to find
So
whether it is
same
an
thing.
embedded or not?
Yeah. Yes. Yes. I want to know.
Okay, like how to identify whether it is an embedded system or not, right?
And in with only with the mobile versus and laptop. These two devices.
Sorry, I didn't get your point.
See, like if mobile is a embedded system or not.
Yeah.
Same thing. Just I want to know about the computer. About the computer.
Yeah, in the computer also, same things have happened, right? What is the functionality between mobile and the computer?
Bro, uh, how can I say like a product have a microcontroller or microprocessor? Anything there, it is run on the power with the battery, so it will be considered like a embedded system. Anything, calculator, tax, mobile phone,
Everything it will.
computers, anything,
It is the combination
anything.
of hardware plus software, which is whether it is controlling or not. But anything with controller and a software is called embedded system.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
In this workflow, which area should emphasize more for to become firmware engineer?
Yeah, a good question. Actually, if you are looking for a career in embedded systems, you are entering into each and every size, means entire product life cycle, not just writing the code. Okay, you need to what I have to tell, like how. Okay, you need to know each and everything in the entire product life cycle.
Okay, ma'am.
Today, most of the like core companies were looking for the engineers will who have strong knowledge on everything, like entire life cycle.
Which means workflow, ma'am.
Yes, workflow, but the roles and responsibilities would depends upon the firm you are working. Example, like in the starting stage of my career, I used to work at Electronics, right? That is a small kind of firm, not a small kind, but a medium kind of thing. There we are the one only who will involve in everything, like whether there is an issue in production, also we used to go and solve that one in the production itself. So after deployment, also we used to talk with the customer engineers. We are facing some real-time issues like level sensor is not working somewhere, or some scanning is not happening here because of so many issues. Whether it may be a software or firmware, we don't know. In that cases, like in small firms, our responsible roles and responsibilities will be more. Like we used to simulate that, we used to formulate those requirements from the customer. We are the only one who will select the what are the components we need to take and all. We have lot of exposure in that one. If you are moving forward to the higher companies like Qualcomm, AMD, like that, your scope will be limited to some part only. In the big companies, what will they do is like they divide the partial, they partially assign the tasks, roles and responsibilities team wise. They will divide the entire circle. So you'll be exposed to, if you are got a position in a secure coding team, means you will be limited to that coding only. You don't know about code and prototype, requirement analysis and all, like
Did
that.
you do,
Is
doing
this is this is only in product based or whatever related to embedded? We have to know everything all embedded.
Yeah, first of all, I will suggest you to know about the entire cycle. Later you will be okay with anything in that, in this cycle, right?
One
Okay,
question
ma'am.
from the chat box is fresher gets job quickly means what is the suggestion to get quickly? Like I think they should focus on the basic coding, C coding, and knowledge on digital electronics and
Yeah.
process because of the requirement analysis and system architecture. These are all are like learning during the workflow. But as a fresher, we should focus on the coding skills and not traditional coding. It should be into the pointer structures, embedded coding. That is like
Yeah, we
and
will go.
mostly
As
into the
yeah, I know. Once upon a time, I'm also a student, and I'm very furious about getting the job and going into the corporate world. Okay, we'll move forward. We'll discuss all those things in the forward section.
Actually, I have one question. What did you
Yeah,
do in Qualcomm? What's your role?
senior embedded firmware engineer.
Means you write a code or you work with an I see something electronics.
Yeah, as I mentioned, like it's completely depends on the firm we are working. As I mentioned, like previously in my first company, I involved in everything, not just writing a code. I did this like fail safe analysis. Mostly I spent on analysis design only, more than writing a code. As I mentioned, embedded engineer not only write the code, they will think of entire system. They need to take care of the everything.
They will
My role is so, as I mentioned, now I'm previously I worked in electronics. There I involved in everything, each and everything, requirement analysis, system architecture, design, coding, implementation, analysis, everything, testing, deployments, updates, everything. But now I'm working in a Qualcomm. My roles and responsibilities were limited to the only one team. Now I'm working as a like in a secure system group, SSG group in Qualcomm. There my roles and responsibilities were I'm supporting only some features in a smartphone. If you are like, we're using some security features in mobile, may I know like what are the security features in our daily using mobile?
can you tell me again? Just few seconds back. What did you do?
Yeah, what are the like security features they are providing, that Android team providing to your mobile?
Security. Security means they will morely focus on the permissions what you giving, like locations, microphone, cameras. If it is any app unconsciously using your data, like it is sending over the servers or not, like this kind of stuff they will look.
Yeah. Security comes like whenever we are doing some, for example, what we can do is we are doing scanning, right, while paying payments and all. And the same camera we are using for taking pictures. What is the difference between those things? Means scanning that QR, taking pictures. Both cameras are not same, right? Their secure world enters. Means we need to securely scan that QR and we need to securely pay the payment while entering that UI, right? If you observe, there is a change in UI layout when you are entering UPI PIN. So, security features in mobile include secure camera, trusted UI, digital rights manager. If you take one example of Amazon Prime account, so no, how it will know that you got subscription and all? It's security, right? Won't allow others to access your credentials or something, right? All comes under digital rights manager.
Your account have a like just they will simply go for backend and they will type some API calls. API in that they will say, they will put like each subscription is true. They will give features like all. If it is
Yes,
false,
there comes under security things, how like where our passwords, pins, everything stores and all, from where it will fetch with authorized for only authorized users. So there comes the security part. In my current role, I'm like doing the coding and all, so testing everything in the secure, that one only. My thing was limited to those things. I don't know about clocks, what are the clocks, how many clocks are there, what are the power requirements to the Android, each and everything I don't know. My part of the code is secure, only trust zone of the Android system I'm working on that one.
basically, Android development.
That is what I'm telling you. It doesn't mean like someone working in Qualcomm know about Android development and all. My role is only, I told you, secure features. I'm working on a secure software systems group.
Okay, actually, I did an MCA computers, so I want to migrate IoT. So I'm interested in IoT. So
Okay.
is there any suggestions for me?
Yeah, sure. What is main difference between like CSE people and DC people is a common thing was C programming, data structures, pointers, all they know. The main difference you need to focus on is like basics of electronics.
Basics and electronics,
Uh, Basics of electronics means some protocols, UART, I2C, what is the controller, what is the registers, what is the architecture inside that controller, how to interface that one. With this, you can start with a simple programs like already you know coding, how to do that one and all, but you need to know how to use that software to control hardware. So to control, first of all, if we want to control a hardware, we need to study the exact behavior of hardware, then only we can control that hardware, right?
Excuse me, sorry
Yeah,
to
yes.
interrupt. Santosh Kumar, actually, sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah.
So many people in chat box asking for continue the presentation. We'll have, sorry to interruption. We'll continue the doubt session at the end of the session. Is that okay? Because so many is asking for that roadmap and skills.
Yeah, okay. Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah. So many in the chat box. They're looking for the roadmaps and skills. Beginners are asking. Okay. Yeah. Sorry for the interruption. Please carry on.
Yeah.
No, actually, I'm taking a lot of time. So okay. Continue.
As I discussed earlier, embedded systems is a combination of software and hardware, and we need to decide what will comes under hardware and what will comes under software. So like what are the tasks which requires speed and efficiency or comes under hardware? Here engineer decides which comes under hardware and software. So which tasks needs speed and efficiency, it comes under hardware, and which task require flexibility and intelligence, they'll comes under software. For example, if you take a one example for hardware means camera, sensors, lens and all comes under hardware. Software means what we have to do after taking frames or images from that camera. All the processing comes under software. So here hardware design. Hardware design means after formulating the requirements, we need to select the what are the controllers we need to use to reach that customer requirements, to fulfill that requirements, and what are the sensors, what are the interfacing units we need to take. And software design comes under what are the algorithms we need to formulate and what are the APIs we need to what we call we need to differentiate and divide the functionality into units. That comes under software design. And interface means this is a communication media between software and hardware. Uh, this is the interface device. For example, if embedded, our body is a hardware or a system, nervous system is a interface design interface which will connect everything. Means interface is used to communicate between the hardware and software of a device. Hardware and software integration means like downloading or flashing our software into the hardware and testing the real-time scenarios, applications, how it is behaving and all. Let me explain you the example of the project where I have worked and all. As I mentioned, like embedded system is a system or a product which is designed specifically for a task. So here the project was like water SCADA. Anyone of you know about SCADA? Did you heard about SCADA name? Yeah, okay. Actually, what it will do is like we did this project for like Vijayawada only, Andhra Pradesh. Right from taking water from Krishna River to supplying to the households, it will control the entire system. If you take this example, what are the parameters we need to monitor? What are the parameters we need to see like monitor the water? There are two kinds of parameters to monitor the water, right? This will comes under quantity and quality. What are the quality parameters of water? Do you know? Do you are aware of quality parameters? How do you ensure while seeing water whether it is quality water? Is it safe to drink these water and all?
pH values, minerals.
TDS.
Color.
Quantity?
Color or with the smell by looking.
Okay. Yeah. Good. How do we measure? Okay, by seeing like human can identify the color. Okay, it is good, looking good. Can drink this water? But how the system knows? So that is called turbidity. What you can call is transparency of water. We can say instead of color. Technically, we can say transparency of water. Okay, madam, you told embedded systems involve safety critical, right? How it like comes into the picture in this SCADA? Do you have any like that type of doubts here? No response? Okay, I will explain you. What are the quantity parameters? How we will measure the quantity of water? Hello? Hello? Yeah, am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. How will you measure? Respond, anyone?
Yes, you're audible.
Okay. Yeah, using level and flow, we can measure the quantity of water, right? This project was mainly aims at measuring the quality and quantity parameters to ensure that the water will be distributed to the entire Vijayawada city with right quantity, with right quality at right time. Okay, next part. Like, what are the things we need to learn to start a career in the embedded domain? We need to focus on C language basics. First thing is basics. If you are good at basics, no matter where you have studied, most of the embedded companies will focus on how you can build a system, not where you have studied. So you need to focus on the basic fundamentals like C programming, data structures, algorithms and all. RTOS and all comes later, but basically you need to focus on simple things like strings manipulations, bit manipulations, logical operators. You need to focus on that because, like in firmware, we used to control the hardware based on the register values. Register is nothing but a part of controller of on which we need to write a some data value to to operate that hardware with the desired output. So there we need there comes under that we need more bit operations and all. So we need to focus more on basics only. Later on, RTOS memory management will comes under the picture. Debugging. What is debugging? Anyone know what is debugging?
Correcting the code.
To identify the what where the issue are there in the firmware or hardware.
Yeah, debugging also plays a critical role in embedded firmware engineer role, because while we are doing projects and all, it can't work in a one go. We need to see where it was failing exactly and where, because of what root cause it is failing and all. We need to debug. For that, we need to have more focus on the what we call more focus on the work we are doing. So debugging plays a vital role. Like in hardware or software things, what are the things we need to focus on? Basics, digital logics, analog basics, PCB designs. Basic things like what is the working principle, how it works, resistor, where we can use inductors, capacitors, like analog basics, some theories and all. And like basics of controllers, what are the controllers, what are the peripherals are there in that one and all. As I mentioned, some protocols are there. Protocol is nothing but a set of rules. We can say, uh, so sorry, ma'am, here there is no protocol for that. We have protocol not to allow outsiders like that, right? Protocol means set of rules that defined. For example, if two people are talking, I'm talking, you are listening. So you are a Telugu guy, I'm talking in English. No matter we need to create one set of rules like, okay, I know Telugu and English, you know Hindi and English. Our common language is English. We need to talk in English and we need to talk at a sync, right? I'm talking very speedily and you can't catch my words. What is the use of that communication? So both parties, some agreements are there to understand each other. Like, okay, I'm talking at this speed, I'm listening. I'm talking in English, you are listening, and I can understand English. So that this kind of protocol, I'm explaining you people in a general way that okay, it is a set of rules to establish a connection or communication between sensor and a microcontroller. These are the different types of communications based on our requirements. We can use UART, SPI, I2C, CAN, and all. These comes the roadmap for that one. First year, in the beginner level means in the first year and second year of your BTech, you need to focus more on basics. Basic electronics means what is the working principle of diode, transistor, how it is working, where we can use that one, and we focus on the minimum projects on practical things. You need to focus on more on practical things like you can do one switch using transistor. Some dark sensors we can use, means automatically turn when it detects darkness and all. Simple touch sensors, we can do that kind of mini projects on our own interest. So basic electronics, simple Arduino programs, C programming and all, you need to focus on like for 1-2 years. Next we can move further to like control using controllers. First level is mini projects. In mini projects we can do using basic things like transistor, LDR, resistors and all. We can do simple programs. In the second year using Arduino we can do some basic things. I remember in my diploma days, diploma means like that is a 3 years course, polytechnic course after 10th class. So there we used to my project in diploma was like mobile control robot. There we control One robot means four-tire vehicle using mobile with Bluetooth technology. So we can, you guys can try those kind of projects in your third year level, third to fourth, like that. So practical knowledge is more important. The next, third year, it comes to like advanced level of RTOS, real time operating systems, Linux, device drivers. System optimization means anyone can write a code. If I want you to print 100, 1 to 100 numbers, anyone can write the code. But what is the like basic thing or main thing was like who are writing with like while considering time complexity and space complexity. Here comes the optimization, which will use less memory, less power, and which will give output in less time. It's called optimized system. Okay, I got the question like what is your thoughts on AI in this field because it's more helpful and reduce the time consumption of code write and debugging. Yeah, of course. In any field, not only embedded domain, using AI will help you, but that is not the entire thing to do your job. It will give, but who will give prompt to that AI? We have to give that prompt, and it won't give you the exact output. We need to make it feasible as per our requirements. So if
So you are saying that it may be the assistant of yours, but that is not the master.
yeah, it can't replace the human. It will help the human, but it can't replace the human. It will give some guidance or some hints. You need to make it that code feasible to your requirement. It won't give exact the way you can do. Okay, copy from A and paste it here, so that we can control a fan or you can control a AC in your. No, not possible. Yeah, AI will helpful, but some up to some extent. Yeah, we need to use AI, some ChatGPT tools and all to reduce time of development.
Anyone famous?
Can a person in IT domain can switch to embedded? How and where to start? Could you please guide? Yeah, sure, Tarun. Actually, yes, it's possible to switch from IT. Sorry to mention that most of the people in my locality or something like they used to ask me what job you are doing. I said embedded. Is this IT? Yes, of course this is an IT job, not a non-IT job. This is also IT. So most of the people think that Java, Python, backend, front end, not those only IT jobs. We are also doing IT jobs. Embedded comes under IT only. Well, yeah, Tarun, you can switch from IT. What you mentioned from software to embedded, you can switch. You need to focus more on basics of electronics, controllers, what are the peripherals, and all. If you focus on basic electronics and if you practice more on some practical projects, you can gain knowledge and you can switch easily. Sorry, I didn't study in Vijayawada. I studied in like West Godavari, Tadepalligudem, Sesi. Yeah, sure,
Hello.
Harish. I will share.
Hello, ma'am. Hello, ma'am.
Yeah, please.
Yes. Sorry for interrupting.
Yeah.
I want to know, like, right now I'm doing a job as a support engineer in LabVIEW, which is a tool we are using in the electronics domain. I think you are aware of this. We are working
Sorry,
like
your
from
voice was.
hardware side sometimes, and hello.
Yeah.
Right now I'm doing a job in automation sector, automation field in embedded system, which is we are using from software side LabVIEW application.
Okay.
So how can we move on the embedded role? Could you please guide us?
Yeah, as I mentioned to Tarun, same thing for you also. Whoever want to move switch to the embedded system, they need to focus on the behavior of hardware, basic electronics, everything apart from firmware.
Actually, he is asking what are the tools you using and how can he learn them?
Okay, what are the tools I am using? Okay,
Yeah.
like in the basic starting stage of my projects, I used to work on Keel or some. Now I'm using Linux mission, and we have scripts to use. But basic thing at the starting level, we need to work on Keel, some IDE softwares, tools, and all. We'll move forward to the tools IDEs where we call STM32 Cube IDE and FreeRTOS, MATLAB simulations. Mostly, like for beginners, I will suggest Keel only. There you can debug in simulation also without hardware. Also, you can know how the code flow will run and all. We can get to know using Keel.
As a student, what to choose?
Your voice, your voice was breaking. Hello. Yeah, I wanted to know does 12th marks. No, it not at all. Like core companies will focus on the skills and how you can build a system, not on your marks. They won't judge you based on your 12th marks or BTech grades and all. It's completely depends on your skills and capabilities. Yeah, Keel we have open and that paid one also based on our requirement. They will limit some features. There are both kinds are there, open source and paid versions. We can use. Yes, basic electronics means simple things like transistor, diode, how it works, what is the working principle, what are the configurations in transistor, how can we use, and microcontroller, simple programs like how to control LED with timers, normally on and off, how to switch and control like that. Embedded C is nothing but normal C only. You can there are open sources to learn C, so like Geek for Greeks and all. W3 schools. You can learn from that. Embedded C is not different from normal C. It's like a conventional C. You can learn from open sources. Yeah, Stalin. Yeah, it will come. As I mentioned, there are a lot of what you call the titles in embedded system: hardware engineer, firmware engineer, system engineer, architect, and all. Uh, at each stage, we used to call that engineer as who will write the code. They will call firmware engineer. Who will work on the requirements and all. They will call as a system engineer. Who will analysis and all. That comes under architecture. Everything like as I mentioned, as a fresher you need to focus more on entire product life cycle, not only like only one thing. You need to learn about everything. Can you tell what the things can do a third year student? Yeah, Shia, on third year, you need to focus on like internships which were relevant to the you have chosen career path. If you want to go to embedded systems, you need to choose a internship more relevant to that one. That the choice of internship is not about what you call that one famous or something like that. It's more than like you need to choose a very relevant closely relevant domain to do internships. internships, practical exposure plays a vital role in getting a job. Yes, of course. Apart from this technical knowledge, we need to focus on aptitude and aptitude also. Aptitude, logical reasoning. I just want to let you know, people, that I'm part of hiring process. I used to do interviews. In that one, I used to ask logical reasoning also, because without that thought process and all, you can't solve these coding problems also. So we need to sharpen our brain in every aspect, like how to solve this one logically. We need to think about every problem logically, sharp, with sharp mind. So who like people who have logical reasoning, questioning skills, they need to question themselves, like okay, how it came, how to resolve this one. Self questioning is more important. Yeah, Panduranga. What is the difference between coding in Arduino, ESP, and other controllers? There is no difference. Actually, it's based on the register set they are offering in that controller. It completely depends on that one only. And the writing process and the reading process from the registers all were same. Uh, the main difference is like what are the register set they are offering, and what are the uses of that one, and what are the configurations they set. We can get those information from datasheet of the controller. Yeah, Stalin. Don't get upset. Your college may like limit your chances and placements, but your skills. If you improve your skills, they won't limit you to get the job in Qualcomm. In aptitude, which topic we should prepare for core companies? Everything you need to focus on, mostly logical reasoning, not like verbal ability like that, but you need to focus more on quantitative ability and verbal, not that one. Logical reasoning is best.
Hello.
Hello, yeah.
Myself Rajkumar.
Okay.
Currently, I'm working as an application engineer in embedded systems.
Okay.
But I have an education gap. Actually, I have to pass in 2023.
Okay.
But I was passed in 2025 due to one backlog.
Okay.
Now I'm working as an application engineer.
Okay.
Can I survive in this domain? And I want to place in Qualcomm. Is that possible or not?
Yeah, of course. If you have more skills and you are willing to upgrade yourself, there are lot of openings in spite of your gap, they will hire you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Next, securing the role. How to get your job and what are the checklists uh, you need to maintain to get a job, or to need to land in a first job. So you need to highlight your key skills, like strong. You need to build a strong resume which will highlight your skills, like no need to mention I am from this one, my mother name is this, my father name is. You no need to mention everything, like you no need to mention your marks also. You need to highlight your skills. The skills which will define the actual you will matters a lot in the resume, which will highlight your skills. That matters the most. Next, you need to practice more. You need to take mock interviews from the on. There are lots of online sources where we can practice and we can attend mock interviews. There we can experience the what are the actual questions interviewers are asking to crack the job. And next thing is practical exposure. Internships were plays a key role. Means like doing a 10 achieving 10 certificates is equal to doing one right project. So you need to focus more on getting that practical exposure. Next thing is like network. You need to build a network. You need to connect with the people who are already settled, or who are already there in the domain. you want to get into. So networking is also more important. I think most of the people are not aware of the companies who are taking and who are open to the vertical core jobs. These are the top companies: Qualcomm, Intel. There are a lot of companies which are offering core jobs, at Siemens, Alstom, Bosch, Samsung, and all. Service based companies are also there, but they will send you to the uh, client location. There you are exposed to products like embedded systems. Salary expectations were also like, in India context, we are talking fresher nowadays. Core companies are offering 3 to 8 LPA, for mid level 3 to 5 years of experience, 8 to 18. For senior engineers, they will give 20 plus LPA. And how to grow and all, as I mentioned, embedded systems is like a process. Engineers will refine the system again and again until it will become perfect, right? That's why if you get a job, it doesn't mean you can settle and you can relax and you can see movies, web series. Not like that. You need to focus more and you need to be up to date to the technology, whatever evolving in the outside. So you need to learn, never stop learning. That is my what it calls suggestion. Any questions?
Actually, ma'am, I think here everyone is students. I
Okay.
think some of them, most of the people are students. Actually, I think my experience, most of the helpers to the students. Actually, I share my experience like in 2 minutes, just 2 minutes. Actually,
Okay.
I completed my master's MCA. It's a totally IT means software side in 2023. Then
Okay.
I choose it like I want to become an Android developer, Android app developer. Then I learn Java, Kotlin. I write a code. I worked 2 years. Then one day I watched the Iron Man movie. Like one day inspiration. I need to become a IoT. I want to become IoT designer. So I quit job. I searching for a lot. I buy Arduino. I buy Raspberry. I buy Pico, and I little experiment I did. Then after 1 year, I have a chance to work with an Indian railway system. Like recently, they announced Kavach.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have an opportunity. I'm working with them. I try lot. But switching, someone is asking like a IT to embedded system. How can I switch? This like a you need to more patience and learn a lot. There is a
Yes.
lot of projects you need to do, and I build my home as a smart home. Like I use Raspberry to control things, and I develop an Android app. I put in server. I did so much efforts. I put. I these like a one achievement is like a I work with an now I'm working with an Indian drivers for the cover system. It's going on. Probably it will be end next year. So it's long tracks, and we need to measure. Actually, my work is that when I working started with the Indian Railways, like they will like a suggestion if a train move 320 kilometers per hour. So we need to track every 0.2 milliseconds train how much speed will be going. What is the next station they will come every 0.2 milliseconds. Then like this now I'm thinking microprocessor how they fast they can respond like a is light speed.
Okay.
They will respond like you think about current and current passing. They will like a light speed. Then only we are achieving this kind of stuff in all the. So mainly students, I will suggest like a you will learn small things. Just start with the buy an Arduino, experiment, buy some modules, experiment. You don't get any unless until you don't experiment, you don't get anything. Just writing code, watching YouTube videos, they don't help. buy Arduino, buy Raspberry. If you have a money, buy Arduino, buy some modules, experiment. Then only you will get good knowledge. That is my point.
Okay, thank you, Santosh. I need to address some more things. Can you suggest us any companies that give real exposure to embedded domain? Yeah, sure. If you take Electronics, that is in Andhra Pradesh, it will give good exposure to embedded projects. There are a lot of companies who will give more opportunities in embedded domains, but like if you are from Andhra Pradesh, then I will suggest you Electronics. That is the good place for freshers to like to learn more things there. And one more thing, I just want to. Most of the people were asking in the chat box that they are asking my experience in the interview. What are the questions they have asked, and how I landed in my first job as a firmware engineer in electronics. So that was like a too long process. It's more than like a army job. They asked me like first they conducted one uh, multiple choice questions and online exam they conducted. They focused mainly on basic electronics like some theories like network theories, algorithms in the network theory, how to find the equivalent resistance, how to find equivalent capacitance and all. What is the working principle of transistor, how it will works, what are the regions are there, in what are the like active region, saturated region, like that. And they focused more on basic electronics and C programming also. Yes, they have asked some questions on C programming. Later, they focused on aptitude, quantitative things like that. They focused on verbal ability, logical reasoning, numbering systems. They asked like bind number systems in logical design, like conversions, binary to decimal, decimal to hexadecimal, like those conversions they have asked. Later, I was like called for first round of interview. There, they have asked me to design one level detector, water tank level detector with minimum number of wires and some auto car system. They asked me to design a dis- digital system with what you call digital components and gate, or gate, not gate, with logic gate. They asked me to design one system, and they asked me to write a code for like real time conditions, real time situations. So they gave me two questions of C programming, and they gave me two logical designs to design some coding problems and all. So that is my first interview. Most of the things I have attended lot of interviews. Don't worry, guys. Don't be upset. Definitely, some good companies waiting for you. And I just want to confirm you that if you are really like and enjoy building a real system, uh, embedded system is a good, is one of the best way, what I can say is the one of the best option to choose a career. Wherever you see the smart devices or smart applications, there an embedded engineer, there is an embedded engineer behind that one. How many of you will be one of them in that?
అక్క కెన్ ఐ స్పీక్ ఇన్ తెలుగు?
Yeah, sure.
అక్క బేసికల్ గా నేను ఈసీ సెకండ్ ఇయర్.
Okay.
అయితే నేను ఫస్ట్ ఇయర్ లో ఆర్డినో గురించి వీటి గురించి అన్నిటి గురించి తెలుసుకున్నాను. అంటే 45 డేస్ ఆఫ్ ఐఓటీ అని చెప్పేసి అలా మనకు బేసిక్ గా సెన్సార్స్ అన్ని నథింగ్ బట్ పిఆర్ కావచ్చు, అల్ట్రాసోనిక్, ఎల్డిఆర్, ఇలా సెన్సార్స్ తో అన్నిటితో వర్క్ చేస్తూ, దాని తర్వాత వాటితో యాక్చువేటర్స్ ఎలా వర్క్ చేస్తాయి, దాని తర్వాత ఆర్ఎఫ్ఐడి, దాని తర్వాత సెకండ్ ఇయర్కి వచ్చేసరికి ఈఎస్పి 8266 అండ్ ఈఎస్పి 32 ఇక్కడి వరకు వాడాను. దాని తర్వాత క్యామ్ మాడ్యూల్, ఇలా నిదానంగా వస్తూ ఫైర్ బేస్ ఇంకా బ్లింక్ ఐఓటీ ద్వారా ఎలా మెయిల్ సెండ్ చేయాలి ఇక్కడ వరకు నేర్చుకున్నాం అక్క ఇప్పటి వరకు సెకండ్ ఇయర్ లో.
Okay.
అయితే నా డౌట్ ఏంటంటే, నిన్న సీనియర్ని అడిగా, అన్న నేను ఇలా ఎంబెడెడ్ లోకి వెళ్ళాలనుకుంటున్నాను, అంటే నాకు ఈ బోర్డ్స్ వాడడం అన్నా కానీ ఈ పవర్ మేనేజ్మెంట్ అన్నా, అసలు బోర్డ్కి ఎంత పవర్ ఉండాలి, అసలు కోడ్ ఎన్ని బిట్స్ లో రాయాలి, ఓవర్ రైట్ అయితే ఏం చేయాలి, డీబగ్ ఎలా చేయాలి, వీటి గురించి కొద్దిగా ఎక్సైట్మెంట్ ఎక్కువ అనమాట, అంటే ఇష్టం ఎక్కువ అనమాట.
Okay.
సో వాళ్ళు ఏం సజెస్ట్ చేశారంటే, కేల్ అనే సాఫ్ట్వేర్ ఎక్కించుకో తమ్ముడు అంటే, సరే నేను కేల్ అనే సాఫ్ట్వేర్ ఎక్కించి ఆర్యభట్ట 8051 మైక్రో కంట్రోలర్ ద్వారా దాని గురించి వర్క్ చేద్దామని స్టార్ట్ చేశాను.
ఓకే.
సో నేను ఎంబెడెడ్‌లోకి రావాలంటే నేను చూస్ చేసుకోవాల్సిన పాత్ ఏంటి అని ఏమన్నా సజెస్ట్ చేస్తారా?
Yes, of course. As Santosh mentioned, you need to focus. You need to buy. If you have money, you can buy one Arduino board. Practice more on practical things, not on theory. If you study 10 books also, it is equal to doing one project by your own. You need to gain practical knowledge and you need to focus more on practical things only. The main
అక్క
like
అంటే
what
ప్రాక్టికల్‌గా మాకు ఐఓటీ ల్యాబ్ ఉందన్నమాట. అందులో
okay.
మేము ఆర్డినోతో వర్క్స్ అన్నీ చేసాం. అంటే రియల్ టైమ్‌గా. దాని తర్వాత టెక్ ఎక్స్‌పోస్‌కి, ఇలా హ్యాకథాన్స్‌కి అండ్ ఇంకా లాస్ట్ టైమ్ ఒక సైన్స్ ఎగ్జిబిషన్ జరిగింది. అక్కడ మా కాలేజ్‌ని ఆటోమేషన్ చేస్తే ఎలా ఉంటది అనే థీమ్‌తో ఒక ఆటోమేటెడ్‌గా మా కాలేజ్‌ని మొత్తం 3 మోడల్‌లో ప్రింట్ చేసి దాన్ని ఆటోమేట్ చేస్తే ఎలా ఉంటది అనే థీమ్‌తో బిల్డ్ చేసాం. ఇంకోటి వేస్ట్ సెగ్రిగేషన్ కావచ్చు, ఇలా స్మార్ట్ స్పాయిలేజ్, ఇంకా మీరు చెప్పినట్టు వాటర్ లెవెల్ సెన్సార్ ద్వారా వాటర్ లెవెల్ డిటెక్ట్ చేయడం, ఇలాంటివన్నీ చేసాం. అయితే నేను ఎంబెడ్‌లోకి రావాలి అంటే అసలు నాకు పాత్ అనేది తెలీదు. చాలామంది ఏమంటారంటే అది వేస్ట్ ఆఫ్ టైమ్ రా, యూ హావ్ టు గో టు గేట్ ఎగ్జామ్‌కి ప్రిపేర్ అయ్యి మంచిగా ఎంటెక్ ఎళ్ళు, ఇవన్నీ ఎందుకు అని నాకు సజెస్ట్ చేస్తున్నారు. సో నాకు దీని మీద ఇంట్రెస్ట్ ఉంది. నేను ఎలా దీంట్లో ఓవర్‌కమ్ అవ్వగలను అని నా డౌట్.
Um, అంటే నీకు మెయిన్‌గా ఇప్పుడున్న డిఫరెన్స్ ఏంటంటే, మన కాలేజ్‌లో ఎలా చెప్తారంటే, అంత ఎవరో జేఎన్‌టీయూలో ఫార్ములేట్ చేసిన సిలబస్ అంతా చెప్తారు. నేను కూడా ఫస్ట్ స్టార్టింగ్ స్టేజ్‌లో ఫేస్ చేసింది ఏంటంటే, మనం ఏదైతే చదువుకున్నామో అది ఎక్కడ దీంట్లో రిలేట్ అవ్వడానికి కొంచెం టైం పడతదనమాట. ఇవన్నీ అర్థం చేసుకోవడానికి. అక్కడ మనం వాడేవేంటంటే, మేము చదివిన టైంలో అయితే 8085 అలా చెప్తాము. ఇక్కడికొచ్చేటప్పటికి ఎల్‌పిసి 1768
Hello. Hello. Satya, can you please continue English? Can you please continue, please? Some of the people are from other states.
Okay. Actually, he asked me to communicate in Telugu. That's why. You need to like focus more on what are the technologies companies were emerging, and you need to focus on practice on those boards only, rather than the syllabus which was embedded in our syllabus, or what you call MPMC subjects and all. Rather than that one, you need to think out of the box and you need to practice out of the syllabus. Any other questions?
If you want to enter into embedded systems, mostly we have to cover everything related to embedded to become an engineer in embedded systems, right? Not
Yes.
specifically architecture or something or firmware or related. We have to must learn everything related to that, right?
Yes, you need to focus from right from formulating the requirements to test and deploy at the real time application. From that, you need to gain some knowledge, at least some basic knowledge you need to have. Without prior knowledge, you can't directly move to some specific stage of life cycle. Without requirements, you can't design a system. Without that requirement system, you cannot write a code. Without all those knowledge, you can't test. Without the requirements, how you can test whether the system is working correctly, properly or not? We need to know the actual requirements of the system, how it was worked, how it was formulated into what you call modules. If you say sensing part, one example, right from taking like inputs from the sensor, processing that one. It's like a sensor taking input module and processing, sensor processing module, and it is processing and it is checking, and it will give outputs to the outside world, means communication, and it will display, that is UI module, how it is module dividing into modules, the functionality. Based on that one only, you can get to know how to test that one and how to formulate the test cases. So everyone should know at least basic knowledge of each and every stage in the product development life cycle.
It means embedded with surrounded by product based only or something else.
Sorry?
Is embedded system always surrounded by the product based or something else?
Yeah, of course. Like maybe there are companies which were service based, but they will deploy you at the project of product based company only.
In the point of view, we have to think always product based, if we want to enter into embedded.
Yeah, of course.
Hello, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am.
Yeah, good evening.
Ma'am, I have knowledge of what SP and I2C using SPM.
Okay. Hello.
Hello, ma'am. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Ma'am, one of my question is there. Actually, I am from electronics and communication background, and current
Okay.
uh, my role is related to the hardware engineering, means soldering, assembly, PCB designing, LDM, STM32. So I just want to ask you. Actually, I am a little weak in the coding. I don't like actually embedded C and all these things. So but my interest is to go there in the firmware engineering side. But without coding, I know that I will be not there. So how can I proceed?
Yeah, actually, it's like embedded systems is, as I mentioned, embedded systems is combination of hardware and software, right? They will provide you opportunities in hardware domain also. If you are not interested to write a code, or you are not interested to invest your time to learn C programming and all, you can focus on hardware. That is also part of embedded systems only.
But the amount which I will get will be lesser compared to that one
No, no,
software.
no. Don't think like that. The pay is purely depends upon the skills and the capabilities you have. If you are like capable of developing a optimized system with less number of hardware, if you know, like embedded systems, hardware also plays a key role. Like in, if you choose a bad hardware, it will dissipate more heat, it will consume more energy. In that case also, for a optimized and reliable embedded system, hardware things also plays a vital role. They will also get good pay. It doesn't
Okay,
mean like only the engineers who will write a code will get more. It's like a totally wrong thing. I won't encourage those things.
okay,
Everyone
ma'am.
has their own significance in the embedded design life cycle.
Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, Stalin, I have knowledge of UART, SP, and I2C using the STM. What project can I do? Yeah, if you know UART, I2C, SPA, yeah, sure. You can develop, like, you can buy a one sensor, you can read that values, whatever it may be, which will support interface between like SPA, I2C. If you take one temperature sensor with I2C interface, you can interface that sensor to the controller. You can send that data to the UI module using UART. You can do that one, but only with the knowledge of UART, SPA, I2C, you cannot develop a project, because project means you have to know the some basics and knowledge on timers, how it will works and all. We can know, but with the knowledge of your only protocols alone, you can't develop a project.
Ma'am, you told that both have different significance about code writing and hardware. Is that
Yes.
effect on an interview while taking? Because they all surrounded or they ask specifically hardware or some related to software.
Yeah, sure. Actually, the questions like they were asking in the interview panel, it depends upon the role you were applied for. If you applied for firmware engineer and you said like I don't know coding, I am not interested in coding, it won't work. If you are applied only for hardware, you need to first go through that job description, what they are expecting from you, and what are the skills up to that, like are you are eligible for that one, your skills matching that responsibilities mentioned in that JD. Based on that, you need to apply and you can attend that interview. Do we need to
Good
master
evening.
microcontrollers or
Hi,
just,
ma'am.
yeah, 1 second. Microcontrollers, just one like STM. Yeah, actually, as I mentioned, if you know about the 10 controllers, later 11th controller will come into the market. So it's not about the controller, it's about how to write a firmware or how to understand the system to write the firmware. As I mentioned, firmware is all about controlling the hardware. For controlling, we need to know the working of that hardware. So it's not about like you can, okay, I can buy hard this data sheet, I know everything about this one, so I can get the job. Yes, today you can, maybe you can get a, you can grab a job, but what will happen is like if something in future that company was like adopting new controller, it's maybe difficult for you. So your learning process and all, it's not depends upon the controller or the controller specific. You need to focus on how can I understand the system, how can I understand the register structure, and what are the things involved or integrated in that IC. Controller means integrated chip, right? It is a combination of some peripherals, UART, I2C, timers, registers, and all. So you know you need to know how to learn that architecture, not the controller specific learning. Whatever may be the controller, you are, if you are good enough to understand the system, you are good to go. Yeah, of course. If you are good at skills and if you can attend that interview crack, they will provide you the internship opportunities in Qualcomm. Oh, differences between IoT and embedded systems. What do you mean by IoT, Varun? Hello. Yes. Internet of Things. Like embedded system is like controlling one device, right? IoT means connecting all the data to the central server is IoT. Embedded systems, IoT were the same.
Madam, is there equal opportunities to both firmware and who want to go with hardware? Is there
Yeah, yeah,
equal
sure.
chances in market?
Of course, when there should be hardware to write a code for firmware engineer, right? Without hardware, firmware engineer, where he can test his code.
Mostly they all emphasize that which who goes in the writing code or related to that kind of software, they play
But
some
no,
well
if they write
comparative.
code and there is no hardware, how can they test and what is the mean of embedded systems there? It's just like an app, right? It's not like a system. Ma'am, can you specify skills required for internship? Yeah, as I mentioned in previously, the skills are there. You can get through that PPT. Some project titles that will help me get placed. Yeah, of course you can do as like smart home. In the home only you can develop some projects like level sensor. You can develop a like prepare a project which will detect your water level tank and it will give alarm to you to reduce the water wastage. Like that you can do. Yeah, Ashia, please you can ask. Hello, Ashia, are you there?
Yes, ma'am. In company, it is really write all code by our own because in our college we get help of AI.
Okay.
So what do in company? It is really write all the code by our own or get help AI.
Shall I ask you one question? Is AI giving you the exact code without modification? It is giving the exact output you want?
No,
No,
we
right?
need some. Yeah,
Yes, we need to give inputs and we need to modify that code to get the desired results, right?
yeah.
Similarly, in this one also, they won't allow you the open AI tools, but they will provide you company specific tools. Like for example, in Qualcomm, they are restricting us to use ChatGPT and all, but we have QGNA to use that AI tools.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, Jay, you can apply for internships using Career Portal. You can go through that one and you can apply in the company's portal. Yeah, there any internship? Is it important? Means yes, important to get to for practical exposure and all. You need to go to the company and you will see how the things are going on and how the engineers were developing the systems, how they were uh, what he called that one handling the things and all. You will get to know. How can a third year student start? As I mentioned, you can buy your Arduino board by yourself and you can do practical things by your own so that you can go ahead with the embedded career. Yeah, Baji, I'm currently finally a student, want to build career in embedded field. What are the basic required skills? You can go through PPT, Baji. Yes, Linux also we need to know, but that comes under advanced level. First, you need to as a fresher. First, you need to focus on basic C programming and normal components and all. Yeah, you can find that one in the post. Sense Academy posted. You can get that info from that post. Yeah, Panduranga. Yes, of course. IoT projects helps you get into the job. Which companies offer embedded that we focus on our third year? Yeah, there are a lot of embedded companies are there which were providing opportunities for freshers also. You can go through that one in the PPT. I already provided like Qualcomm, Nvidia, AMD. There are a lot of embedded companies were there. How can we do complex projects as student if the components are too costly? Yes, of course they are costly, but we can select Arduino, that kind of budget friendly things also, but or we can buy as a team on shared basis we can use. Sorry, paper presentation, attending conference won't help you to get the job, Dharani.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah, Ashia.
In firmware engineer, we need some knowledge about hardware. But
Yes.
in hardware, we also need about mm, firmware related code any needed for.
Yes, of course. Like to test your hardware, whether it is working fine or not, to check the connections and what is the layout, to check that one. At least you need to know the some basics in the coding. With zero knowledge, you can't like survive in the hardware field also.
That's we need both knowledge. Okay. But we
That
focus only one, no?
yes. We need to focus more on one, but we need to learn some basics about the other thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Then why college faculty? You need to check with your faculty, Dharni. Actually, in my uh, time also, they used to do like that only, but they won't help you that much to get a job.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt. I just want to ask Dharani, which kind of conference or paper presentation your faculty are pushing to you? It's for a technical fest or a conference? Because research papers and research journals are helpful.
Are help. Generally, those were helpful, but like most of the people joined here at Tier 3 college, they won't focus on much on that
Yes.
papers, research papers.
If there is a technical fest kind of thing, that is no use for getting placements. For or else it is an international conference, it will be helpful, I think. Am I correct, sir?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, fine. Any questions? Any further questions? So if you don't have any further questions, we'll wind up the session here. So it was a great evening. Great evening, all of you meeting here. And
Very thank you, ma'am. Thank
yeah,
you
yeah.
for
Yeah.
giving me time, ma'am.
Thank you very much, Satya, for the complete lecture.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. It's very interesting session.
Yeah, it's my pleasure.
So yeah, guys, before
So
winding up
it's
the section, I just want to convey one thing. So many people want to get trained in the core field, get internships in the core field. Yes, we, since SSIT Solutions Private Limited, are offering internships for the students in the month of April, May, June, July, as a part of summer internships as per AICTE mandate. So it's completely hands-on sessions we are going to conduct. So it will be conveyed in the further sessions. So that's it for today. And next week we are going to have a session on VLSI semiconductor chip design. And we are going to send you the PPT through mail. Please check your mails. Okay. And with that, I just want to convey my vote of thanks to our beloved speaker, Ms. Satya, for her valuable time on this prime day, prime weekend day on Sunday. So thank you, Satya. Thank you for your valuable time.
Yeah, it's
You
my
have.
pleasure, Surya. Thanks for inviting me. Thank you, SSIT.
So we request your support for to empower the students in the future sessions.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So and one more thing, I just like I want to extend my vote of thanks to our founder CEO, Mr. Sudhir Reddy. He led the platform to empower the students and our whole SSIT team for making these sessions happen. And once again, our sincere gratitude to our resource person, Ms. Satya, and our students who have done this session a one great session for this evening. Thank you once again. We'll meet again on next Sunday with a VLSI session. Thank
Yeah.
you guys.
Thank you once again inviting me, SSIT.
Thank you, madam.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have a nice day, guys. Bye bye.